Update 3:11 p.m. ESB has said Storm Ophelia will cause disruption to the electricity infrastructure and loss of supply is expected. ESB is advising customers to have plenty of food and water as well as torches with spare batteries available for the storm. If you come across fallen wires or damaged electricity network, never, ever touch or approach these as they are live and extremely dangerous. Please report any damage to electricity infrastructure by calling 1-850-372-999, it said. In the event of a power cut, people are advised to take care using candles and other naked flames, and turn off cookers, ovens and irons etc. As Ophelia approaches, you can find out how to prepare in case of a power outage here. https://cohux3.7r Ophelia. Stay safe, stay clear. ESB Networks at ESB Networks, October 15, 2017. People are also advised to use adequate ventilation if using gas heaters, and ensure that they know how to manual operate any electric gate they may have. Please check that elderly or vulnerable relatives and neighbors are prepared to be without electricity, ESB added. UCC, CIT, GMIT, ITT, Mike, and L have all announced closures tomorrow. Gardaí are advising people not to make any non-essential journeys, while cycling should be avoided completely. Drivers of high-sided vehicles and motorcyclists should also be aware of the extreme danger posed by gale force winds as they are particularly vulnerable, a statement from Garda Síochána said. Gardaí also warned of the risk posed by storm surge flooding in coastal areas. Please listen to local media, social media for updates on the progress of the storm and associated warnings and/or advice issued by the emergency services. Please heed this advice, it added. Update 3:30 p.m. Bus Éireann will not operate school transport in Waterford, Wexford and Limerick tomorrow. These counties join the list with earlier cancellation of services in Cork, Kerry, Clare, Galway and Mayo. The announcement follows the Department of Education advising schools in areas affected by the red wind warning to remain closed tomorrow. Bus Éireann have advised passengers of likely disruptions to some other scheduled services. While it is our current intention to operate most scheduled services, there is a strong possibility that some of these may be cancelled, particularly in the southwest in the event of a strong impact by Hurricane Ophelia, the company said. Bus Éireann said it regretted any inconvenience this may cause but is taking the action out of fear for the safety of passengers and employees. Further cancellations to school transport service, possible impact on road passenger services. Ophelia at Lim Live 95 FM https://t.codium/bus Éireann at Busaran, October 15, 2017. Update 3:09 p.m. Following a special meeting of the Government Task Force on Emergency Planning and Response to the imminent Storm Ophelia, the Department of Education and Skills is now informing all schools in areas affected by Met Éireann status red wind alert that they are to act on the department's advice and remain closed tomorrow, Monday the 16th of October. For parents, this means that their children will not attend school tomorrow in any area where there is a status red wind alert already announced or announced in the intervening time. Schools in areas affected by a status orange alert should remain vigilant and keep themselves apprised of any hourly and other updates from Met Éireann and from their local authorities, local radio, and in Garda Síochána. In all events, and if in any doubt, schools should err on the side of caution. Update 2:55 p.m. Fianna Fáil leader Michael Martin has been critical of the guidance given by the department around school closures as a result of Storm Ophelia. Speaking on the Week in Politics, Mr. Martin said he was taken aback that, despite C announcing there will not be buses, there has been nothing from the department about whether schools should open or not. We can't be waiting for the last minute. Many children will not be able to get to school tomorrow. That is worrying in terms of other areas. He has called on the government to give a clear direction by close of business today. Here is a link for those of you in red alert advisory areas and Department of Education guidelines. https://t.cos4c2 Juder 8, Sun Met Alert Ireland. Sun at Met Alert Ireland, October 15, 2017. Update 2:30 p.m. Hurricane Ophelia is expected to be the worst storm to hit Ireland in over 50 years. The National Coordination Emergency Group has now extended the red weather warnings and is advising people to stay inside. A red warning is now in place for Limerick, Waterford, Wexford, in addition to Galway, Clare, Cork, Kerry and Mayo. An orange level warning is in place for the rest of the country, with the storm expected to bring winds in excess of 130 km per hour as well as coastal flooding. Chair of the committee, Sean Hogan, said things were likely to be very serious. We are facing an extreme weather event in the country tomorrow. Everybody in the country needs to take heed of what is coming. Sean Hogan, chair of the NECG, urging the public to take notice of the public safety warnings being issued. Pic.twitter.com OEP at emergency October 15, 2017. The British Met Office have released the following video which shows the expected track of what he described as ex-Hurricane Ophelia. Here's the latest expected track of ex-Hurricane Ophelia. Wind rain in some western parts while the southeast stays dry but breezy. Pic.twitter.com E30C6MX9 Boo. Met Office at Met Office October 13, 2017. Meanwhile, members of the public have been urged to heed the advice of the Coast Guard, who have warned members of the public to avoid any visits or walks to coastal or cliff areas. The Coast Guard is reminding the public of the dangers of visiting exposed coastal areas and to adhere to the Quarry message of stay back, stay high, stay dry. The Coast Guard have asked the public to dial 112,999 and ask for the Coast Guard if they see someone in difficulty in the sea or on the shore. Updated status red weather warning for west and southwest coasts. https://cosdalksoivspic.twitter.com Scowspade Irish Coast Guard at Irish Coast Guard October 14, 2017 for a summary of regionalised news and warnings as they emerge. Check out the summary. Dublin Airport have also warned passengers to expect some disruption to flights when Hurricane Ophelia makes land tomorrow. Siobhan O'Donnell from Dublin Airport Authority says people should check online before making their way to the airport in light of a number of cancellations. Cork Airport has also urged passengers to check with their airline in advance of travel to and from the airport on Monday, with Aer Lingus already confirming some cancellations. We ask all passengers to check flight status with their airline to avoid traveling to at Cork Airport on Monday unless absolutely necessary. Pic.twitter.com Sko6 Cork Airport at Cork Airport October 15, 2017 Update 1:50 p.m. Met Iran says it's extending the red weather warnings to Waterford and Wexford as the country braces for Hurricane Ophelia. The National Emergency Group is outlining its plans this afternoon on how it will prepare for the worst storm seen in Ireland since Storm Debbie, which killed 11 people here. Schools in the worst-hit areas will be closed for children's safety and their latest warning, from 9 a.m. tomorrow to 3 a.m. on Tuesday. Met Iran said Hurricane Ophelia is expected to transition to a post-tropical storm as it approaches our shores on Monday, bringing severe winds and stormy conditions. It goes on. Mean wind speeds in excess of 80 km per hour and gusts in excess of 130 km per hour are expected, potentially causing structural damage and disruption, with dangerous marine conditions due to high seas and potential flooding. Latest discussion from the National Hurricane Centre regarding Ophelia. https://cofirad6 are currently updating Ireland's warnings. Pic.twitter.com 7VR3A61R. Met Iran at Met Iran October 15, 2017 Update 1:10 p.m. The chairman of the National Emergency Coordination Group, Sean Hogan, has appealed for people to take care tomorrow in those counties affected by status red weather warnings. Mr. Hogan, speaking after this morning's meeting of the National Emergency Coordination Committee, also advised schools to close in those counties affected by status red weather warnings. Met Iran earlier told the National Emergency Coordination Committee that it expects the eye of Storm Ophelia to impact the south coast and then track up along the west coast, and is presently updating its weather warnings in line with latest information. Latest discussion from the National Hurricane Centre regarding Ophelia. https://cofirad6 are currently updating Ireland's warnings. Pic.twitter.com 7VR3A61R. Met Iran at Met Iran October 15, 2017 Update 12:35 p.m. Met Iran has told the National Emergency Coordination Committee that it expects the eye of Storm Ophelia to impact the south coast and then track up along the west coast. The committee heard that coastal counties will experience the highest winds and heavy rain, and storm surges may cause flooding in some parts. Met Iran have said they will be monitoring the situation closely and will update its warnings if required. Sean Hogan, chairman of the National Emergency Coordination Group, is hosting a media briefing following this morning's meeting. Jim KCOPW listing the coastal areas that will be affected along the western other counties by sea surges. Pic.twitter.com Vlu5Ahosik, OEP at emergency October 15, 2017 Update 11:40 a.m. The Minister for Foreign Affairs, Simon Coveney, has urged the public to take the severe weather warnings around Hurricane Ophelia seriously. The former defense minister suggested that anybody not taking Storm Ophelia seriously should think again. Writing on Twitter, he said, "I don't remember ever seeing a forecast for the South Coast quite like this. Anybody not taking Storm Ophelia seriously should think again. I don't remember ever seeing a forecast for the South Coast quite like this. https://t.code/neoec4root Simon Coveney at Simon Coveney, October 15, 2017. Ophelia will weaken but grow much larger as it approaches Europe. Hurricane force winds could affect the whole of Ireland and Scotland." Pic.twitter.com Geekfeet Eric Holthouse at Eric Holthouse, October 14, 2017. Latest guidance from the National Hurricane Center. Bear in mind times shown are est, so add 5 hours. Center of low hits SW coast approximately 11 a.m. Pic.twitter.com Geekboutgh Meteran at Meteran, October 15, 2017.